Hello friends, welcome to Annamalai IAS. I hope you people are preparing well for your preliminary examination, which is very near. And until now, there has been no announcement from Union Public Service Commission about the postponement of the examination. So please continue your hard work and do well. So in this session, we would be going through very important topic on which I have made one video already, right? So this is the second video on the same topic, that is Sangam and South India's development till Chola period, right? So let's get into the multiple choice questions directly. First question: in early medieval South Indian polity, the word Udan Kuttam mean, right? The word Udan Kuttam meant. The options are a group of small villages in Chola kingdom. Group of small villages in Chola kingdom. B, a body of officers under the Cholas. C, a tax levied in Hoysala kingdom. D, the navy maintained by Cholas. Right? So that has been the option. So what is meant by Udan Kuttam? Right? So Udan Kuttam is an is very important with respect to Chola administration. They were higher officials, the officials of higher rank with respect to Chola administration. They played very important role in community in the communication channel which existed between the king and other officials. They were personal assistants to the king. So that has been the role of Udan Kuttam, right? So the right answer is a body of officer under Cholas. So that has been the answer, right? So let's move on to the next question. Again, this can be your potential preliminary question for this year. Next question. There was brisk commercial contact between Rome and Tamil Nadu during the Sangam period. Many articles were exported from Tamil Nadu to Rome. Which one among the following items was not included in the export? Which one among the following is not included in the export? So that has been the question. The options are: option A, spices; B, burial; C, ivory; and D, wine. Right? So the items that are exported from Tamil Nadu are option A, B, and C. Right? Ivory is exported from that is Sangam territory. So here, with respect to this question, Tamil Nadu has to be taken as a whole as South India itself. That is the territory of Sangam period. Cholas, Cheras, early Cholas, Cheras, and Pandyas. Right? So if we are able to do that, then spices, it is from spices, and ivory is from Chera. Right? So that has been the thing. And this question is very simple to answer because wine has been imported from Rome. Right? We never exported wine. So that is one among the basic thing that has to be remembered, so that you people can answer this question very easily. Right? So the answer is option D, that is wine. Wine has been imported from Rome, and all the other three are exported to Rome from that is Tamil territory. So let's move on to the next question. Again, this is very important question for your preliminary examination. You have to be, that is, conventionally strong in order to answer these sort of questions. The question is: after the disappearance of Chalukyas at the end of 12th century and the Cholas at the beginning of 13th century, the four kingdoms that dominated political history of southern India were, right? So the question revolves around, the question says that Chalukyas disappeared by 12th century, right, by the end of 12th century, and Cholas started to decline by the beginning of 13th century. then who came to power and ruled rest of the year with respect to South India? So the options are option A Pandyas, Hoysalas, Kakataya and Yadava. Option B Rashtrakutas, Kadambas, Eastern Gangas and Bana. C. Western Gangas, Pandyas, Vishnukundis and Hoysalas. D. Cheras, Mahamega Vadana and Salankayana. Right? Salankayana. All these are option D, part of option D. The right answer with respect to this question is after the decline of Chalukyas by the end of 12th century and the Cholas by the beginning of 13th century, Pandyas started to gain power in the southern region, especially in and around Madurai and parts of Tamil Nadu, and Hoysalas. So they started to rule in and around the region of Karnataka, that is Beluru, Halebeedu, and other parts, even Deccan province, right? So Kakatayas started to rule in and around that is modern day Andhra, especially in and around Warangal, and Yadavas they also started to rule in the same period, right? So that has been the basic aspect with respect to this question. Again, this can be your typical conventional question for your preliminary examination. So next question. The earliest available literature of Sangam Tamils, right? Sangam Tamil is famous for literature, right? So through literary source only we were able to understand the lifestyle of the Sangam people or of the people of South India, especially early Cholas, early Cheras as well as Pandyas, right? So with respect to that, again the question is very simple and very direct. The earliest available literature of Sangam Tamil, right? So it is option D, that is Tolkappiyam, right? So there are lot of that is literary works that has been missing from Sangam age. So that has been the basic problem in understanding holistically about the lifestyle and other aspects with respect to Sangam age. Within the whatever the limited resources, literary resources that we are having, right? So with respect to that, we are able to somewhat understand the lifestyle of the South Indian people in the ancient India. So let's move on to the next question, that is question number 5. In the early medieval period, the system of land grants did not exist in, right? The system of land grants did not exist in. So that has been the question. The options are A. Orissa, B. Uttar Pradesh, C. Punjab, D. Rajasthan, right? So the again this is direct factual question and this is very difficult to answer also, right? So the right answer is option C, that is Punjab. So let's move on to the next question. Which one of the following places is known for its monumental temple architecture? That is monumental temple architecture. That is what the question is. So option A Arikemedu, option B Amaravati, C Gangaikonda Cholapuram, D Uttara Merur. Right? So the right answer with respect to this question is option C, that is Gangaikonda Cholapuram, right? So especially the temple that has been built by Raja Chola, that is Raja temple or Brihadeshwara temple at Tanjore, or the temple that has been built by his son, that is Gangaikonda Cholapuram by Rajendra Chola. So they are monumental in nature, right? So the right answer is option C. So let's move on to the next question. Right, again this is very typical UPSC question that has to be remembered by you people, right? So the question is, which of the following characterized the Tamil society of Sangam age, right? They characterize the Tamil society of Sangam age? The options are, right, first one, complex caste system, right? So that is point number one. Point number two, prohibition of intermarriage between kings and Vellalas. 3. Vegetarianism among Brahmanas. D. Gradual Aryanization. Right? So you have to understand deeply about the society of Sangam age. So with respect to that, let's go by point. Complex caste system, that was, right, not the part of Sangam society, because the caste system was orthodox. It was very ritualistic, which was very orthodox, but it was not complex. There were no such complexities that has been found at the same time in some other parts of India. So that is one among the thing, especially northern part of India. And second point, that is the prohibition of intermarriage between kings and Vellalas, right? So Vellalas played very important role with respect to Chola administration, right? So especially at even Cholas, Cheras as well as Pandyas, they were the rich financiers, right? So they always helped in financing the rulers, and there was matrimonial relationship between so the kings as well as Vellalas. So point number 2 is also wrong. Point number 3, that is vegetarianism among Brahmanas, right? So in especially in Tamil society of Sangam age, Brahmins also consumed non vegetarian food. So complete vegetarianism is not found at that particular period of time. So point number 3 was also wrong, is also wrong. Next, point number 4, so that is gradual Aryanization. This is right. There was the gradual Aryanization tendency which was taking place at that particular period of time. So the right answer is option D, that is 4 alone, right? So let's move on to the next question. This becomes very important question, right? So Ramanuja was obliged to leave Srirangam owing to the hostility of, right? Who was hostile to Ramanujam, right? So Ramanujam was one among the greatest saints of India, right? All time greatest saint, whose philosophy was Advaita, right? So whose philosophy was Advaita, and he was Vaishnavite saint. So that is one among the thing that has to be remembered by you people, right? So who was hostile to that is Ramanuja. So Ramanuja left to that is left Srirangam, right? So the options are option A Rajaraja, option B Rajendra Chola, C Adi Rajendra, D Kulatunga, right? So the right answer with respect to this question is Kulatunga, that is Kulachunga Chola was hostile to Ramanuja, right? So that is why Ramanuja left Srirangam, and he was in Mysore for around 12 years. So many of the literary sources say until the confirmation of death of Kulatunga Chola, Ramanuja was staying away from Srirangam, right? So and this Kulatunga Chola also has thrown the idol of Lord Govinda in the sea of Srirangam. So that is also one among the thing, right? So let's again, this can be your potential question with respect to preliminary examination. So let's move on to the next one. Which one of the following regions accounts for the discovery of largest number of Roman coins, right? So largest number of Roman coins has been discovered from, again this can be your typical UPSC question. The options are A. Eastern India, B. Northwestern India, C. Southern India, and D. Western India. The right answer is, that is option C, that is Southern India. Most of the number of Roman coins were found from Arikemedu, that is a place in Tamil Nadu, modern day Tamil Nadu. And whenever we talk about the trade relationship with respect to Sangam and Sangam South India and that is Roman Empire, there was lot of things that has been exported from that is South India, and even exported from Rome to South India, right? So that is how we get lot of coins in and around South India, Roman coins. So let's move on to the next question. So that is the right here with respect to this topic we have finished around 9 questions at this session. I hope you people have enjoyed this session, and this session was very much useful for your preparation. And whatever the questions I have discussed, right, so these can be your cut copy paste questions for your preliminary examination. So in such a manner I have prepared the question paper for checking your conventional aspects, conventional strength with respect to this topic. And I have given utmost importance for this topic because so this is one among the gray areas with respect to ancient India where utmost focus has to be given, right? So please do subscribe my channel, that is Annamalayar IAS, and help me to make more such videos which are helpful for your examination. Give thumbs up if you really like the video, and click the bell button so that you get a notification of all the uploaded videos now and then. Thank you. Wish you all success for your preparation.